Hello and welcome to this video. So right now we're on the motorcycle project and we are going to be changing the oil. This oil hasn't been changed for over 6 years because the bike's been sitting. So we're going to basically do a quick de-oil of it, and I'll show you how I would normally do this on a scooter. So firstly we crack open the nut. This one was a 12mm nut and I had a container ready. Make sure you use your epic skills to grab the nut so it doesn't fall into the oil when it drops, because then you're a noob if that happens. Here we go. I pulled the nut out, but I did make a noob mistake because the copper washer fell in, but that's all right. Let me have that one. Okay, so you can see it's nice and dark there because obviously it's been doing its work. So let that rinse out and come out entirely. Some scooters will have oil filter as well. In my case, this 250cc did not have one. Make sure you do the test of feeling the oil. You want to see if there's any bits in the oil or you're feeling any sharp object. It should be nice and smooth. So another tip here is if you have a center stand, the bike is standing level. I got rid of the other part and I put a secondary part there in case it fell. But you can see now what I'll do is I'll basically nudge it onto its side stand and you'll see now there's a bit more falling out. So that's making sure I get all the old oil completely out. So you can see there was quite a lot in there actually. So I'll let that drain out. I'll basically just let it sink and get the old container back and fill that up again, because there is another use for this old oil. And again, you'll see I'm testing to see if there's any sharp bits in the oil, especially the bottom, because they tend to go to the bottom. I have got a new washer and engine oil bolt for this, which has a magnet on it, so if there's any oil, any metal bits, it actually sticks to the metal. So you saw there I quickly juggled the bike a bit just to make sure I've got all the oil out, the old oil. And let's just get this sorted out. So on the guide we are looking at the washer and the maintenance procedure. It tells us it needs 1.2 liters of oil, and I've got the oil is a semi-synthetic Yamaha lube. What I like to do is I get the old oil and measure how much came out. Only 500 milliliters came out, so that makes me think either it's burning oil or the last time it was serviced they put less oil in. But yeah, so I normally put it in a glass bottle, and there is another use for this oil. You can, if you know how to use it to burn in wood stoves, it basically helps the fire along. They do that quite a lot in garages, so we keep this bottle to help. We put a few splashes on some of the wood we use in the wood burner, and it kind of helps ignite quicker, so keep that safe. And here's the old bolt. You can see it's slightly chewed, and I don't want to be in a situation where it can't come off again, so I ordered another bolt. It was only £6.50, and the new bolt is a bigger thread. It's same size, but the bolt size is 17mm and has a magnet on the bottom. So I'm putting that back in now, and we'll tighten that up. And that's our old oil removed, and the bolt also changed. And we'll just tighten that up with the wrench, socket wrench, 17mm, and we will be good to put in the new oil. So oil is an important one. Make sure you measure out the amount you need. I first put in 500 milliliters because that's what came out, and I would measure that, and then if need be I'll add more in. I'm sure I will need to add more in. Normally in the side of the engine it normally tells you 1200 cm or whatever the measurement is. That tells you how much oil needs to go in. So here we've got some nice new oil. Use a little funnel and slowly use that to get the oil directly into the oil sump. You'll see there I'm slowly letting it go in and work its magic. Here's the little dipstick. I checked the level and it was definitely low, so I put some more oil in again, and I made sure I put it actually took the full 1200, and then it was in the middle line on the dipstick. So that was a quick look at oil change on my 250cc. We're getting near the end of this project. I've done all the brakes, we've done loads of bodywork which is still sitting in the background. You can see I've also adjusted my garage so I can get the bike straight in here, so it's better light conditions and it's not cold, which is a lot nicer. And yeah, so we're getting towards the end. I'll let you catch up on the next video soon.